Hi, and welcome to today's reading. Today's reading is another in the series of the Rise of the Divine Feminine readings that I am doing in the lead up to the Pisces North Node change that will happen in January next year. I've been getting messages through this morning for this reading, and I will run through those. But first, if you're new to my channel, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I pick up on energy prior to a reading. I will then use my tarot and oracle decks to further clarify the message that I am receiving. All of my readings are timeless. This, as I said, is part of a series of readings that I am doing as collectively we raise our divine feminine energy. Now, masculine or feminine, it's not gender specific. We all hold divine feminine and divine masculine energies within. All the cards that I use on my channel are my own designs. So if you call to any of those, the links to them can be found in the description box. I'm going to run through some of the messages that I was receiving prior to the reading. I kept hearing over and over the Spice Girls song, Stop. And there's a red dragonfly flying around in my garden. I've not seen red ones before. I've only seen blue ones. Red means stop. That song, Stop Right Now, thank you very much. I need somebody with a human touch. What I was picking up on was an energy of somebody living a life on the surface and never going deep. And potentially because of wounds from childhood, collecting things, collecting cars or houses or clothes or makeup or collecting things, but not actually investing in things, I want to say, but not actually investing in proper relationships. Stop right now. Thank you very much. I need somebody with a human touch. And tapping into this divine feminine energy is a realization that you've been putting your time and effort into the wrong things. The things that you've been investing in keep you in divine masculine energy and away from divine feminine energy. Now, divine masculine energy is a very practical 3D energy, and we need it. If you think about the divine masculine in the tarot deck, it's the Emperor. It's Mars energy. It's action. It's doing. In the tarot, the divine feminine energy is the Empress. It's Venus. It's Taurus. It's nurturing. It's intuition. It's the thinking before the action. And next year, when the node changes, currently in Aries, which is Emperor energy, currently the North Node is in Aries, and the South Node is in Libra. Libra is the relationships that you have with people, and it's a cutting away of relationships that tie you to things, I want to say, so that we can step into this North Node in Pisces, which is coming through in January. Pisces is spirituality. Pisces is your beliefs. Pisces is intuition. It's inner knowing. The beginning of these readings, way back in the first reading, was the High Priestess card, was what came out first. It's an inner knowing. And maybe you're getting that nudge that the things that you have been investing in, the physical things that you have been investing in, are not nurturing your soul. They're actually making it hollow. Now, when I did a pre-shuffle, I got wishes come true. So this change that you're making as you step into this divine feminine energy will actually bring a balance. That red dragonfly, I will find out the meaning, spiritual meaning of it, and I will put it in the description box. Because I literally have been doing tarot readings here for weeks where I'm sat, and I've only seen blue dragonflies. And today there is a red one. Wishes come true. Part of potentially a component of the spiritual journey that you are on, tapping into your divine feminine energy. We tap into many different divine feminine energies, and there's a whole host of divine feminine entities which give us guidance. Today I'm picking up on Mashig Labdron. She was a Tibetan Dakini. Now her mantra, her words of wisdom: I see the light in my own darkness. I face my ego beliefs to feel free. A releasing of the things that you have collected to service your ego, and an embracing of what you hold within, which is your divine feminine energy. So it's financial wealth versus spiritual wealth, because you've got that nudge that what you're investing in is not actually feeding your soul. And oftentimes ego, which is darkness, ego is about fear. So for me, if I use myself as an example, I was a chubby kid. Still am a chubby kid. And so lots of my wounds are around being fat, being called fat, people thinking that I'm fat. And so what I collect is dresses that make me look thin. And I've got hundreds of them in my wardrobe. And I can put them on and I can feel great. But I still have to live within my mind, and a releasing of that. You might be somebody who, if I use my husband for example, he collects e-scooters and surfboards and things that we use once but never use again. But he won't get rid of them because as a child, he grew up without a lot. And so for him, having those things service his ego because of a lack mindset. You may have not had a lot of friends as a kid, and now you've got heaps and heaps of friends, but there's no real tangible connection there. You know loads of people, but if you had to call on somebody in a time of need, who would show up? It's this realization. Now, Mashig Labdron, I see the light in my own darkness. Unearth that light. And then she was married. She was actually one of the Tibetan monks or the Tibetan Dakinis, who utilized the aspect of that faith that tapped into tantric sex. Now, tantric sex is about meditating and a connection with somebody that goes deeper than the physical connection. It's about a spiritual connection through that union. I need somebody with a human touch. Maybe you're somebody that has really surface level relationships with people out on the town. And now you're looking for something more fulfilling, which comes to you, wishes come true, as you start to peel back this egoic darkness, this whatever it is that's kept you looking for things rather than human touch. Okay, let's pull some cards. I want to get a card, see if we can get some more information, overall information. What have we got? It's trying to come out there. Page of Wands. You've been stood on the sideline. If you can see that guy up behind the tree, watching. Maybe you've watched other people and you've wondered how they've had the connections that they've had without realizing that the connections that they've had are because they've gone deeper. Maybe they're more tapped into themselves on a spiritual level. The Page of Wands. The Observer. Yeah, it's time. That's the card of the angel. That is balance. It's time to balance out the energies. The Temperance angel is Sagittarius and Jupiter. And the Four of Pentacles on the bottom, the Sun in Capricorn. Holding yourself back. Perhaps you had relationships when you were younger that you invested in. maybe where there was heartache, and so you don't want to get hurt again. So you've built yourself this life of things, thinking that will bring you wish fulfillment, but it hasn't. It's the connections, it's the human touch that actually brings you that union with yourself. See what your guides want to say. Joyous resolution. Look at this. Wishes come true and joyous resolution. But in it, you have to come down from behind the tree, engage to get that human touch. Why? Because the time is now. The Temperance card is the time is now, divine timing. But what it does is it brings balance. Now, this might be a situation where you are looking at connecting with somebody on a more spiritual level. But it could also be a connection within yourself. Third party on the bottom. If you've been in situations where everybody else is collecting things, and I've seen this play out, you know, with parents at school, if you align yourself with all the mums that are all going to the same gym class, you're then aligning yourself with whatever is driving that person's ego. And then you will never, if you measure your worth using somebody else's ruler, or don't measure your worth using somebody else's ruler, or, you know, one of the dads gets a new car and then within a couple of months, all the other dads have got a new car, collecting things, but no substance. Third party, something in your life that has been feeding this ego. It's that real keeping up with the Joneses. The reality is the Joneses are at home and they fight like cats and dogs and they're miserable. But you're trying to keep up with them. What angel is protecting you? Politics and ambition, 26, keeping up with the Joneses. Playground politics. And you might be a parent. You might be watching this happen with your own children. This could be happening in a workplace. It could be happening with a family. You often see, you know, one sibling buys a house in this suburb and then somebody else buys something and then, you know, or what are you buying your kids for Christmas? And everybody kind of follows suit, all feeding this ego of having things, not spiritual. Spiritual depth is what I want to say. I'm going to have a look at this angel. These angels actually align with tarot cards. I just want to see what. It's the Five of Wands. That's the battle. The battle that you're in, the battle between light and dark, the battle between your ego and your spiritual divine essence. Ha'aya serves to win judgments and to render judges favorable, protects all those who seek the truth, and brings men to contemplation of divine things. What are we talking about? Things. This angel rules over politicians, diplomats, ambassadors, peace treaties, and contracts in general, and influences couriers, communications agents, and secret expeditions. Secret, he's up behind the tree. The Five of Wands, the battle that you're in. Third party, maybe somebody's keeping you stuck in the desire for wanting things, and maybe you've realized that and you're like, actually I don't want this anymore, and you're trying to extract yourself. Okay, let's pull some cards. I want to see what you're in at the moment. Let's get some more information on that. What's happening to you in the 3D? This battle that you're in. Ambition is keeping up with the Joneses. Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is Mercury in Taurus. Something's keeping you trapped in things, but the cage door is open. If you can see that, the cage door is open. That's the divine up there saying, hey, you can come out. The Emperor, that's divine masculine energy. As I said, currently the collective is in a lot of out of balance divine masculine energy. The strive for things. And I said to my husband, you know, we need to get rid of this and we need to get rid of, I'm in a real clearing out mode. We need to get rid of this. We need, you know, I'm at the stage where I just want to get one of those big skip bins and put it out in front of our house and just literally turf everything out. And he's very, you know, we might need that or we might need that. But I'm like, what are you going to do when you die? It's not going to say your name on your grave and then list all the things that you have. E-scooter, surfboard, running machine, spin bike, all these things that are cluttering up our garage. And he works away at the moment. He's coming back home. He's moving back home in a couple of weeks' time. And we've got to clear all this stuff out of the garage. But it's a battle for me trying to get this stuff moved out. Emperor, he's in Emperor energy. And I suppose I would be the same if somebody said, let's clear all those dresses out of your wardrobe. It's almost like a safety blanket. A safety blanket for your ego. Now, what just tried to come out there? I have a feeling it... Yeah. Okay, it'll come out if it wants to. It spun and flipped back in. Maybe something you're not willing to look at the moment. The Magician. That's Mercury energy, but the Magician is an illusionist. The illusion that if you have all these things, it'll heal whatever this ego wound is. As I said, I've got all these dresses, and it doesn't matter how many dresses I have or how many I buy that make me feel like I look thin. I've got to heal that wound within me that tells me that I'm okay and who I am as a person is not or shouldn't be judged on what I look like on the exterior. The illusion, cutting through the illusion of things. Seven of Wands. Potentially you're still defensive about it. Often when wounds are deep, it's not that we don't want to deal with them, it's that they're too painful. And that's where the devil gets in and keeps you trapped. The Hierophant. Taurus and Venus energy. The Hierophant is the things that you're trapped in. It's big structures, it's religions, it's governments, it's big workplaces, it's big structures. Taurus energy is also financial. It's Pentacle energy. Could be trapped in a job. You could be trapped in a job where you make great money, but you're feeling miserable. You could be trapped in a religion that is a great religion, but doesn't align with you anymore. Or the people that turn up to church every Sunday to service their ego, but they're not actually spiritually rich and sound. Interesting. Very, very interesting energy. I'm deep in thought. Okay, let's have a look at where you're headed. Wishes come true and joyous resolution. This balance that we're looking, something's got to come crashing down, or something, that's the Tower, that's Mars energy. That's getting the skip, we call them a skip. They're like those big industrial bins that they deliver on the back of a truck. So you can clear all the stuff out. Pull the tower down. A metaphorical skip bin to clear out the clutter. To get this wishes come true and joyous resolution, that's what you have to do. It's almost like a starting over. Three of Swords. Saturn in Libra. Saturn is your karmic teacher and Libra is balance. It's the realization that collecting things has no true value. Nine of Wands. The moon in Sagittarius. One more. Yeah, it's kept you trapped. But that's not giving me... Maybe it's the lesson that you learn. Now, that's Jupiter in Gemini. The Eight of Swords, which is being trapped, but it's the swords are a mind card. It's something you've trapped in your own mind. Now, that divine feminine energy, I see the light in my own darkness. How do you get this joyous resolution? How do you get these wishes coming true? Through the realization that it's you that's kept you trapped. It's you that's kept yourself trapped. Just seeing. I'm looking out into my back garden, and the house next door is actually quite, the sun is shining on it, and it's kind of quite glary. And I just saw a big rainbow in like my sort of distorted vision. It's the rainbow that comes after the storm. But it's you that's got to realize it. The connection, if I go to Mashig Labdron, her name is very difficult to say. This tantric sex, and I'm just using it as a metaphor. You can have all the candles and all the rose petals and everything that you want. The nice music playing, you could, but if you don't have a spiritual connection with that other person, you will never get to that spiritual union that comes through during that tantric sex. You have to come into spiritual union with yourself. And to have this joyous resolution, you have to get rid of the things and recognize that. Now my finger is there. The Knight of Pentacles, potentially something's been happening for a long time. The Knight of Pentacles is Saturn in Capricorn. Lessons upon lessons upon lessons upon lessons as you build up all of these things that have no spiritual value. And again, we've got the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands here. It's being very defensive about whatever it is. You have to drop the defenses. Drop your guard to let this spiritual essence of this divine feminine energy in. Okay, let's get the Five of Cups. Yeah, because if you don't, it's bringing heartbreak. Mars in Scorpio. Mars. Scorpio's death and rebirth. Let's see what else wants to come out. The Page of Swords, which is the truth. The King of Cups, going within. The King of Cups is Neptune in Pisces. Going down to the depths, working out what is the root cause of this collecting of things. Yeah, spiritual lesson. The world. The fact that the world is here means that you're at the end of this cycle. You've done all the collecting. Now it's about the purge. The Three of Wands. The world is Saturn. The world is the last card in the tarot, 21. The end of the journey. A new beginning awaits. A new beginning awaits. The Three of Wands. The Sun in Aries. It's all your ships coming in. Joyous resolution, wishes come true. All of your ships coming in once you have this purge. Any other angel that's walking with you? Mebahel, justice, truth, and freedom. I think that is the Sun, enlightenment. And 32, harmony and mercy. Right, I'm going to get you a moon oracle. See what wants to come out. The full moon in Pisces is here. Time to shake things up. Time to hit that spiritual side of yourself. New moon alert, changes on the horizon. Beautiful. Okay, what are you working on? This is my Nodes of Destiny deck. The North Node currently in Aries, that is self. The South Node in Libra. What you are releasing is others. South Node in the 8th house. The 8th house is Scorpio. South Node making a splash in the 8th house. Looks like you've been in a tight bear hug with your cash. things. Time to bid farewell to those old stuck in a rut alibis and release your inner rock star. Picture it as your snug corner in the universe. It's where we say adieu and welcome exciting new escapades and brand new beginnings. That just aligns with everything I've been talking about, collecting things. How do you get things? You pay for them with cash. And it's time to let it go. Okay, let's get a song. See if there's a song that can give us any more information about this journey that you're on, connecting with your divine feminine energy. Breathe easy. Timothy James Bowen. Whenever you're lost, know that I find you. I'd build a boat out of branches and sail it across the blue. There's no reason for fear. It's just time and space. And it would take more than a storm in the night for what we've built to break. That song, he's an Australian artist, and he wrote that song just after a rare cancer diagnosis where he basically was given no chance at survival. He's in remission, has been in remission for many years now. But he wrote that song about his wife. And I think sometimes when you have one of those tower moments, and maybe this is something that's happened for you, you realize that things are of no value. That it's the connections that you have with people. Stop right now. Thank you very much. I need somebody with a human touch. The connections that you have with people. Because you tap into this divine feminine energy, potentially because something like this has happened. Maybe you're unwell. Maybe you've got a partner who's unwell, or a child who's unwell, or a parent, or a close friend. Something's triggered this awakening in you where you've come to the realization that things are no longer important, or you've lost somebody. Things are no longer important. And connection is important. Okay, let's get some cards. This is my love messages deck. Now, I use it in romance reading, but this isn't a romance reading. I want messages from your higher self in regards to this situation. You have breathed new life into me. This situation, whatever it is, however this is playing out for you, is breathing new life into you, where you will be tapping into spiritual wealth, divine feminine energy, as opposed to financial wealth, things. And it's going to be a new you. My candle just went out. I see the light in my own darkness. You have to be your own light now. I'm so frustrated, upside down. You have to be your own light. And look at that, breathe easy. You have breathed new life into me. I'm just trying to come out there. I'm making plans. Truth and honesty is my priority. Making plans. Your higher self is telling you that you need to be your own light. Work out what it is. If you haven't had this tower moment in your life with yourself or with somebody around you, that's made you realize that what you are connecting to, you can't connect to it because it's material. And start making plans into connecting to your spiritual self. And you're going to hear the tippy-tappy of my dog's feet. He's come back. He comes back into readings and he's sitting down quietly. Great energy reader, my dog. Come back when the candle's gone out though. Let's get you some Scrabble tiles. See if we can give you any other information. We've got a V and a 4, an R and a 1. Virtual reality. Maybe you weren't living in the real world. Maybe you were living in the material world, but the real world is connecting to real emotions. an X and an 8, a K and a 5, an E and a 1, a W and a 4, a C and a 3, a Y and a 4, an I and a 1. Well, these two are on top of each other. Okay. A T and a 1, and a H and a 4, a J and an 8, an A and a 1, a U and a 1, and a B and a 1. So take those as they resonate. It could be your first, middle, last initial, somebody around you, something that relates to this journey that you are on. I'm going to get you some final cards, see if your guides want to tell you anything else about this journey. This journey to human touch. King of Pentacles. Moving away from things. King of Pentacles is somebody who builds an empire. Six of Wands. Victory after a long battle. And the Two of Swords. That's the moon in Libra. A realization that the things that you have been building, whilst they may have seemed victorious on the outside, actually weren't of value. Five of Wands. They've kept you in this Five of Wands energy. Saturn in Leo. And one card from this deck. Okay. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands sometimes for me is all the gear but no idea. All the things but no human connection. Six of Pentacles, no balance. So that's what I've got for you. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. If it did resonate with you, give the reading a like, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. If you're called to any of my tarot or oracle decks, the links to those can be found in the description box. I will list in the description box the playlist of the Rise of the Divine Feminine. In total, by the time I'm finished, I think there's 16, 17 in there now. There will be 22 in total. Please have a look at that. There might be more messages in other readings for you. All the best on your spiritual journey, and I will see you again in another reading.